Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Tuesday the 30th of March, we have new mods. We have an absolute corker to look at within those, and we have some updates. Before I get onto that, there is one mod I will not be looking at in this mod review. This is one you are waiting for. Apologies. It's the Placeable Eco Green Factories by Vanquish081 VSR Modding Sur. It very specifically, it uses the animal system the same as all the Placeable Factories packs and things do. It does say, important note, this mod can only be used together with compatible maps, and at the moment it will only be available for maps Westbridge Hills, Harkenstead, the Old Farm Countryside, La Coronea and La Coronea 2.0. For this map to work on other maps, its creator must include the required log files in this map if he so wishes. So my entire mod review today was going to be done on Westbridge Hills. I loaded it up, set it all up, went to put the new Eco Green factories, couldn't get the animal things to open at all. So I couldn't get to them, couldn't get to the animal pens, couldn't do anything. Came out, uninstalled it, installed Harkenstead, did the same thing, nothing. Couldn't get it to work at all. Then I went to the Old Farm Countryside. That wouldn't work either. So I gave up at that point. La Coronea and La Coronea 2.0. There's loads of required mods that need to be downloaded with those as well as the Old Farm Countryside. I could not get the Animal Pens box to open at all. And I didn't have any of the other ones installed, none of the other factories packs at that point, especially Westbridge Hills and Harkenstead. So if you have better luck with it, I hope you do. I just couldn't. So anyway, the updates are as follows. You've guessed it. Top left, the Open Chicken Coop by TOPACE888, the Zetor Proxima by Ericsson, the STX Steiger by NEFG Modding, the Deutz D80 by Camas, the Matra BMM180 by NicoDo55, the STX Quad Track by NEFG Modding, the SIP Pioneer 20 by BGamer003, the Placeable Factories Pellet Production Pack by Vanquish081 VSR Modding Sur, the Old Farm Countryside by ER Shabba VSR Modding Sur, and Almost a Farm by Kaz64. That has had more crops added. So now has 6 crops. There's millet, sorghum, rice, rye, carrot and onion. Transport missions are fixed and sheds have been added, but what popped up later is there's been an update also to Ravensburg by TOPACE888, and that has got all sorts added in. Spruces can now be planted on consoles, factory support, economy set. There's a whole load of stuff. The changelog is huge. So Ravensburg has also had an update today. In front of me then, we have got the Modern Polish Barn. This is by KrzychuTheGamer. Sorry if I said that wrong. 8.27 megabytes download and 20 slots on console. Interestingly, it appears to come with that. I don't know what that is, but it appears to be attached to this. Yeah, bit odd. Nice detailing, great texturing. The brick looks like brickwork. It's absolutely lovely. Doors open. Lighting inside. These are drive-throughs on 2 of the doors. On the 3rd door it opens underneath and we've got a kind of hayloft type deal going on. Light switches over the back here. So yeah, all in all, nice. Apart from that, this is under placeables and sheds. Modern Polish Barn is 20,000 to buy. Once placed, the slot count will drop down from 20 to 1 for any subsequent duplicate you place after that. Next, we have got these. The MBP 6.5 trailer by Mr. Dynamite 88 and TherÖcsy. 6.86 megabytes download, 8 slots on console for the first one. I've got 3 out here. They come in 3 options. 5,400 litres, 9,700 and a bale loading trailer. They do hook up together, have rear trailer hitches as well. As you can see, I bought the 3 out together. Nicely made, nicely detailed. Few options available on these. 2 Under tools and trailers, the MBP 6.5, 3,560 to buy. I may have got those capacities slightly wrong, but that's not a problem. 5,400 for the standard version. We can change the rim colour to anything on that palette there. Main colour does the chassis underneath. Design colour does the top section. I went for the bright green just so it would stand out, but obviously there are other options in this. Capacity 5,400 litres, 9,800, sorry. That's weird. That says 9, that's why I said 9,700. That says 9.7, and then up at the top it says 9.8. And then bale loading wagon. Then back to 5,400. We've got option of Michelin, Lizard, and back again. Under Michelin, we've got standard, wheel weights, and back. Under Lizard, we've got standard, wheel weights. I think we've got a slightly larger one. Yeah, slightly different tread. And then also with weights, then back to standard. Then on the side, we've got design, ribbed, and standard. Those are the options. Yeah. Very nice. I like the fact it's got straps across that way and that way. Just to make sure nothing's going to go anywhere. So that's the MBP 6.5 trailer by Mr. Dynamite 88 and TherÖcsy. Next we've got this. I like this. This looks really cool. This is the MAN TGX 26640 Koffer. There's no umlauts or anything. It's not Koffer. I'm sure it's Koffer. This is by TB.Simulationen and Red Cat 3D. 12.38 megabytes download. 27 slots on console for the first one. You can almost treat it like, because you've got this bit here on the side, you can add like a refrigerated unit if you wanted to. You don't have to, of course. It has straps inside. Nicely detailed. We'll look at the options for opening. This side opens, the other side doesn't. That's flat all across that side. Under vehicles and trucks, 180,000 to buy for the base model. Then there's a few tweaks here and there. Slot count drops down from 27 to 2 for any subsequent one you get. Rim colour, we have got a chrome, silver, which I think I went for, black, and then we got style and style 2. I think it's stainless steel, isn't it? Steel, yeah. And then all the other colours on there. The main colour, anything on this palette, changes the main cab. Design colour changes the door sections and panels on the side. And we have the option for Lizard or knock-ins. Nothing within those, just those two options for tyres. Without grid over the lights or with grid over the lights. Then we can change the number plate as well. There's a whole load of number plate options to scroll through, have a look at if you want to change the number plate. And then you can have without cooling machine, or you can have it with the cooling machine on the side. Like I say, if you wanted to kind of simulate a refrigerated unit, you absolutely can. 640 horsepower. With a few changes there, that's put up to 184,818, so not overly expensive. Let's hop in, start it up. Apologies if you can hear that bang in the background. The weather's quite nice here today. We've got the back door open and someone's decided they're going to demolish a house by the sound of it. So lights on and off, horn, there's no beacons, but lights on the back and our indicators. Turn those off. Open the door, L1 and X. Opens the rear door, and as you can see, straps inside. You can turn on or off from the main cab, or you can do manually if you want to. That door goes all the way around. That one doesn't, because it gives you access to the side if you want to open that. I think this one's L1 on the left on the D-pad. Opens up those doors, then they slide out the way. You access right down the side. A little bit like a curtain sider, but rather than curtains, it's actual solid doors. L1 left on the D-pad, closes those back up again. L1 and X closes the back door. Does have a rear trailer hitch. In cab, It's pretty much standard for the MAN lorries and trucks that we get, but nicely detailed regardless. I don't think we've got any doors that open. Just double check. Just the rear door and the opening of cover, but the front doors and stuff don't open. But yeah, that's nice, that. Like the look of it. Very cool. The MAN TGX 26640 Koffer by TB.Simulationen and Red Cat 3D. Next we have got this. This is the Active Horse Stable. This is by moechtegernbauer. It is 8.76 megabytes download. It is 9 slots on console. It will house 12 horses. The idea behind this being that the feed area, water area, and kind of exercise area are spread far enough apart that it forces the livestock inside, in this case being the horses, to actually move around more to get to them. Also, by placing this in the centre, you've almost got like a riding track, scratching posts and things to keep them interested, but it forces them to kind of walk around and they exercise themselves. So it is an active horse stable. We have doors and lights and things. This section here is where you put your hay and your oats in. So this is the feed bay, just here. We go across here, we got a dialog box, just here. Buying, selling, loading or unloading. The light switch is here for turn the lights on at the feed area and here. This section you can open. This is where the bedding goes, but you don't have to have that open to unload the bedding. The trigger is just outside, so your straw bedding goes here. Then we come around the outside. The water trough is around here, which also has a light switch. You can turn on and off if you wish. It's nice, this. Not a bad size. I mean, it's a fair size, but not too bad. Most of the horse riding sort of stable areas generally are because of the nature of the animals involved. This you'll find under animal pens. Now, the picture there and the picture on the website shows trees. This often happens with the console port over. I think we had a couple. Was it Omatana? Was it the pig pens and sheep pens that we actually got the trees? And I was quite surprised. This shows it in the picture, but we didn't actually get them when you placed it. It's 30 grand to place for 12 horses, which isn't too bad at all, really. The slot count will go down from 9 to 1. Very nice. Next, right, let's have a look. We'll do this one next, I think. We have got these. This is the Massey Ferguson 4300. 14.82 megabytes download, 15 slots on console. This is by AgriMods. It's a fairly small tractor. You'll see, because we have got another Massey Ferguson today, compared to the other one, they do seem quite small, but some really interesting options on these. This one's got rice tyres, and on the side, rice guys. I think that's all. Again, I put it in the translation thing. I know arroz is rice. Galera do arroz. It came up as rice guys. You'll see in the options there's a few. We got a front loader attachment on that one and rice tyres. This one's got smaller tyres with weights, and there's a few engine options. Nicely detailed, interesting looking tractor. This one's another one that's got the conical tyres for doing rice fields and all, stuff in water and things like that, but not bad looking tractors. These you'll find under vehicles and small tractors. I think I looked in mediums first. There we go. Quite pricey, I'll be honest. When you think of the size of them and the horsepower, they are quite expensive. 120 grand. The main colour, you can change from black to red. That does the front loader attacher. So at the moment, nothing has changed. Configuration on the front, it's one of those menus. It's going to bounce all over the place, but we can go front weights, original weights, complete weights, short bumper, bumper and weights, long bumper and weights, back to standard. Then we got fenders, standard, front fender, rear fender or total fenders. Both, if you want both. Back to standard. Then you've got adhesives. Let me get off those because that should be on standard. Right, so we got standard. So Galera do Arroz is the rice one. Tomato and silage. Then we can have those in red as well. Or nothing at all. Wheel setup. It says high shooting, high and weights, high and double weights. Low shooting, low and weights, low and double weights. Fine shooting, which puts the narrows on. Thin and weights, and then we've got a 4x2, so we've got a two-wheel drive with weights. Then rice tyres, rice paddies and duck feet. Then the conicals. Back to high shooting again. Engine setup 4305 at 57 horsepower, 4306 at 67 horsepower, and a 4307 at 80 horsepower. Then we've got loader coupler, front loader. As you can see, that's in red, which was the main colour we changed at the start. You've got FL and grade, and then nothing at all. Hop in one. Horn, lights. Not bad little mod. I do like the rice tyre options. I think they're, you know, rather cool looking. Inside we've got mirrors up here, just under the cover. It's neat, it's tidy, nice load of options, does the job. Like I say, it's a little bit pricey, I think, for the size of it, maybe, but anyway, that's just a personal opinion. So that's the Massey Ferguson 4300 by AgriMods. Next we've got another Massey Ferguson. We've got the Massey Ferguson 8600 by DMG Mert. This is 6.43 megabytes download, 17 slots on console. Another nicely detailed mod. Crisp. There's a lot of detail on this one as well. I must admit, when it popped up in the mod hub, my initial thought, when I saw the picture, I thought straight away it's going to be Blauer or STV modding, but it's actually DMG Mert. This you'll find under large tractors. 239,000 for the base model. Main colour, we can choose for anything on that palette. Silver's quite nice. But we'll go back to the red. No, that was black. Red, there we go. Rim colour. The silver I like, sort of a dark grey, almost a matte really. We've got white and beige and a few other ones on there. I'll leave it on that. Design colour does the grills around the bonnet area, as you can see. That one's on green and orange, just so you can see the contrast in colour as you change it. Then we've got the option of Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitres and back. Under Trelleborg we have standard, wheel weights, wides, wide and weights, twins all round, rear twins, back to standard. Under Michelin we have standard, weights, wides, wides and weights, back to standard. No twins on that, whether it be all round or just rear. Then Mitres we've got standard, weights, wides, wide and weights, and back to standard again. Then we got old fender, so just a fender on the front. New fender puts a larger fender on the rear as well. Then engine setup, we've got the 8650 at 240 horsepower, 8660 at 265, 8670 at 290 horsepower, 8680 at 320 horsepower, and 8690 at 340 horsepower. No slouch. Not bad at all. Let's hop in. Horn, beacons, lights, got a nice light package on it too. We do have a door and a window that opens, and I did like the window because the whole back section opened. So L1 and right stick up and down opens the side door. Come round to the back a little bit, to the side. Side to side opens that like a kind of clamshell rear window. I do like that. Interior, nicely detailed. good visibility. Yeah, very nice. You can see the difference in size between this one and the 43. Yeah, nice mod that. The Massey Ferguson 8600 by DMG Mert. Moving on from there, we have got this. This is the Kvereneland Tarup 4032 mower BX. This is by 4D modding, 13.39 megabytes download, 11 slots on console. It's a 3.1 or 2. I find it's probably 3.3 or something else now. Mower. It does have the option for a rear swathing attachment on it as well. This you'll find under tools and mowers. 14,500, 3.2 metre, there we go. Requires 80 horsepower, will run at 12 miles per hour. We can change the rim colour to anything on that list there. I've got it on silver. I quite like the silver, but yeah, we can change that. Main colour, we've got the Kvereneland red, or the Tarup red, which is a little bit more muted, a more dusky red. Then design colour changes the skirt down at the front, like that. Then we've got design, standard, add BX auto swather. You don't have to have that on, but you can if you want. If you don't have that on, this can run wide or swath, which will just put a narrower swath out the back. If you have that added on, that will give you, it can give you a left swath off the back out to the side if you want it, but you don't have to have it. You can have it Kvereneland or Tarup. If we go on to the decals, just a little bit down there. Like that. And then we've got a few options on tyres. At the moment they're on kind of grass flotation, very smooth sort of tyres. There's a few different tyre options to scroll through. We've got cover, no. At the moment it's fairly open. You can see the cutters underneath. Or yes, puts covers pretty much all the way around. Those are your options. So what we'll do is swing it round. We're in the light. So unfolding it, L1 and X, puts it into its operating position. So it swings it out, ready to move behind. I'm going to open the menu because on L1 and right stick side to side we can move it. So you can adjust the angle as you're driving forward. We can adjust how far out or how close in behind the vehicle it goes. So L1 and right stick. We turn the mower on and drop the mower down. It mows like that. If I turn it off a second, R1 toggle work mode. At the moment it's on widespread, so we put it on left swath. It puts that back down if you've gone for that as an option. We turn it back on and go again. It puts the swath out to the left, as you might expect with a left swath. And we can adjust the angle of this as well. L1 and right stick up and down. You can see. So I'm moving that as well. We can adjust forward and backward. It's really difficult with PlayStation controller not to do both. And then if I turn it off again, actually I don't know if you have to turn it off to do it, but no. Or underneath at the moment we originally had it like that, opened up, which gave you a wide. Then we had it on the left swath. And that closes it all down, so off the back it just gives you a narrower swath as you mow out the back compared to the slightly wider one we started off with. Now that, of all the mowers we've used in game, that sounds more like a kind of regular mower you have in your garden, I think. I like that. The Kvereneland Tarup 4032 mower BX by 4D modding. Nice. Next we have got the Kroner flatbed trailer just here. Turn that off a second. I'll need that again in a moment, but this is by Sphinx and Crownzilla, 5.92 megabytes download and 10 slots on console. You can have this as a regular flatbed trailer, or you can have it as an auto load trailer that will do square bales. It will do 33 square bales. There are straps that you can do manually or from in cab, as you can with most trailers. Nicely detailed, not a bad size. Did I say what the slot count was? 5.92? I think I did. Yeah. This you'll find under baling technology, not under trailers, because it's got an auto load function. There's only one version of this. There's not a round bale version. It's showing the square bale. I must admit, I haven't tried it with round bales, but it doesn't give you an option for round. It does say 33 and it's square sitting there. Slot count will go from 10 down to 1. Options available. We can change the rim colour to anything on that palette. Main colour to anything on that palette. Design colour does the sideboards, I think. Yep. And the rear section. Then we can have decal blue or white. Then auto load no or yes. Now if you're going to run predominantly other loads, whether it be machinery, pallets, IBCs, whatever, you probably want it on no. If you want to manually load, you want it on no. If you go for an auto load, and I found this myself personally, an auto load, and then you try and load manually and lock things down, it doesn't always like it. The bales can shift around a little bit. But if you want to auto load, you want it clicked on yes. And that will do your bales for you. Then we can have on the back the plates. We can have Kroner, French or UK registration plates. Back to Kroner again. Those are the options. Now I've got this in the auto load configuration just because I just thought it'd be easier to show. That's what we'll do. So cut, take all the straps off. Works the same as pretty much all the auto load trailers we've had before. It's in transport position now. Put it into operating position, L1 and square. Now I mixed the bales up because something I was going to do in a minute, but obviously that's now mixed up even more, but not so much of a problem. If I want them to be unloaded onto the trailer, so they are technically there, unload bales here, they drop onto the trailer and I can strap them down because they now actually exist. But to unload them, I need to put them back into transport position, then operating position. It reloads the whole lot again. Unload bales, and then I can move with my right stick, so L1 and my right stick, I can move it side to side, up and down, and I can unload my bales onto the ground. It won't go any higher than that. That's as high as it will go. Like I say, we can go side to side with that. We have had some before that have gone really high, and you can load them up into hay lofts and things like that. It's not like one of those. Drop it down, unload bales here, and we are job done. And that's it. The Kroner flatbed trailer by Sphinx and Crownzilla, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. This for me is a significant one. A significant one. Whenever I use the word game changer, people annihilate me in the comments. I wouldn't necessarily say game changer. If you like a narrative and if you like a bit more realism, and I know a lot of people get quite cross about the situation with regard to feeding cows especially, that we can only give them a mix of bales in essence, whether it be silage and hay or silage, hay and straw. This changes things dramatically. This is the Farming Simulator Mega Mix. No, that's not what it's called. That would be the album if it was an album. This is the Strautman Verti-Mix double SF pack. Now we already have a standard one of these in game, but this has been changed dramatically. It's by Virtual Farmers. It's 11.44 megabytes download. This is the Verti-Mix 2002. I'll show you what I mean. If we go to vehicles and we go to animals, the standard in-game is the VM1702 SSF. 158 grand, 17,000 litres capacity, and it will do your regular stuff. This mod has got two options. We've got a Verti-Mix 1702, 17,000 litre, but this will now do potatoes and sugar beet. It will also do your cereal crops, including corn and soybean, to make up total mix ration. So you can mix up a total mix ration if you want to put a bit of grains in, if you want to put some potatoes in. I know watching Tom Pemberton, they'll often throw beets in and other things into their mixer. And potatoes they got at one point. So if you want to go for a kind of more realistic feel, you have the option. But not only that, we've also got a larger version, the 20,000 litre, the Verti-Mix 2002 SSF. 161 grand, only 3 grand more. And the options available, we can have Trelleborg or we can have Lizard tyres. That's it. But that's not all. That's why I really like it. We have got all-wheel steer as well, which the original standard one doesn't come with. I'm pretty sure the standard one is only unloading one side. This will unload either side as well. The actual collecting arm will go higher on this one as well. What else is it? Oh yeah, the bale thing. So not only will it now do crops, cereal crops, sugar beet, potatoes, it will also collect bales. So you don't have to have all your stuff loose. It was one of the things with using these that it was always had to be kind of done loose in piles, or you could do it from a silo, or you can do it from a buy point, which I'll show you in just a second. But you can actually pick up bales directly into it now, which I think that's fantastic. It's brilliant. I like the options this gives you now. I did say what the slot count stuff was on this, didn't I? Yeah. So let's hop in. And we'll start it up. We've got our light options. We've got our horn. In-cab. Nicely detailed. Don't think we've got a door that opens. Just double checking. But if we open up our help menu, if you look down the left to the bottom on that help menu, we've got our regular things at the top. So we've got our silage and we've got our hay and we've got our straw. But there's one that shows soybean and one that shows sugar beet. Those represent the crop types. So that's not just soybean, that's saying cereal crops. And the one that shows sugar beet is for sugar beet or potato. So either one of those will work. Now as you can see, we've got 4,000 litres in the back of this of hay already. So here's its first party trick. Well actually, first party trick, all-wheel steer. Like that as an option. Gives it a nice tight turning circle. R1 and L3 will change that to front wheel steer only, or back to all wheel steer. We've got tip side left or tip side right. That's nothing new on trailers and things like this, but it's on there. L1 and right stick up and down, raises and lowers the arm. We need to unfold the mixer first. It opens up that section, which allows stuff to flow into there. Now if I turn it on and come to the bale, and this caught me out first of all, I came to the bale and thought, well hang on a minute, it says it does other stuff and it doesn't. Or you just noticed that it picked up some sugar beet. It's already picked some sugar beet up. It didn't do the bale, and I thought, well I'm sure it says it does bales. So what we'll do, we'll swing it around. What you need to do is open up that flap. So if we open up that up completely, L1 and right stick side to side, open that flap up completely and then go to the bale, and then goes the bale. That's brilliant. We have got a total mix ration at the moment, but what I'll also do is show you that. We go down a bit. Let's put a bit of sugar beet in. There we go. So we've still got a total mix ration. We put a bit of sugar beet in. Let's go over to here, to our buy point, and we can put some cereal in here as well if we want to. Just put a bit of cereal mix in, why not? It allows us to. I love it as an option. It really changes things up. It makes it a little bit more interesting. So we can do the straw and pellets and that kind of stuff. Wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybean or corn. Let's say we've got a bit of corn left over. Let's put a bit of corn in. Still got a TB.Mix ration. We've added some corn in. So the bottom two are still in the green. What else do I need to put into this now? I haven't got any straw in, have I? So what I've got to do now is hope I get a straw bale. I think it does square bales, I hope so. There we go, we've still got TB.Mix ration, we're at 15,000 litres. And I think I need some more silage, but I think I've used all my silage bales. But anyway, as you can see, a mixture of either tipping into the back from silos or buy points off the floor for sugar beet potato, but you can do those from silos as well. But it does mean that we can now do a mix of TB.Mix ration using all various different things. It's not specific to the animal pen, it's specific to the actual mixer. I love it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And as we can see, we have got a TB.Mix ration there. Bearing in mind we put in corn, we put in a bit of sugar beet, we've got our straw, we've got our silage. It's brilliant. Unload, L1, R1 and triangle. We're unloading to the right. That is cool. The Strautman Verti-Mix double SF pack by Virtual Farmers. Very cool. And that's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.